Hey guys, welcome to another episode here on my channel. I'm Crypticink and this is day 2 of my 30-day gouache challenge. Today I'm pretty happy because I was able to go out and buy a new palette and some fresh brushes to use while painting. We went to Michael's yesterday afternoon and I was able to pick them up, so I'm really happy about that. I was going to pick up some new gouache as well, but I wasn't too impressed with the store's selection of gouache paints. It was very small and a lot of them seemed to be about the same quality that I already have. They seem to have more acrylic and oil paints than anything, but they did have one last set of Winsor & Newton gouache. The box was all like messed up and stuff, but all the paints were in there, and it was the Winsor & Newton gouache for primary mixing colors with about 6 tubes in it, but it was so expensive. It was about twice as much as I would have spent if I had bought them online. So I didn't get those in store, but I did order a set online for much less, and I'm excited to get them in the mail next week. Hopefully it's gonna be a Tuesday, I think. For now though, I'm still happily using my Reeve gouache to paint this little portrait of a blue-haired girl surrounded by pink flowers. As far as the subject matter goes, it's a really simple piece, but was definitely enough to get me to my desk to just do something for the day. It took me 2 hours or a little under 2 hours to finish this piece, and just like last time, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to paint the face and make it look less flat. I think I did a better job this time around. I spent more time mixing the skin tone on my palette, like I said I probably should, than I did yesterday, and fortunately I ended up with a color I was fairly happy with, although instead of being really pink in tone, this time it was more on the very yellow side and a little more saturated than I wanted it to be, which I'm not sure if you can see on the camera, but I'm still trying to dull down the saturation of the skin tones a bit, which is something I think I still need to work on, but again, I'm a lot happier with it than I was yesterday. And I've actually pretty much run out of white paint already, which is crazy, but of course, I feel like white is the color that you never seem to have enough of as far as paints for some reason, and I guess it's probably because you use it a lot to mix things. It might make blending and mixing paints a lot harder when I do a painting tomorrow, but we will see how it works out. I'm gonna stay optimistic about it and do my best with what I've got until my new set of paints gets here. I really hope you guys are enjoying these videos so far. I feel like I'm improving in small little ways, which is why I'm enjoying making these videos and sharing them so far. I feel like I'm starting to understand a little how to mix paints a little better. I will say that it is a lot easier than I thought it was. I have been looking up tutorials and tips from other people on how to better mix the colors and everything. And I mean, I have taken color theory, but for some reason it's been a little bit difficult to apply with paint for some reason. I'm more of a ink and marker illustrator and stuff like that. But I feel like in my head, I kind of made it out to be a bigger, more difficult task than it really is. But I mean, so far it's been trial and error, figuring out how to use the colors or how the colors can drastically change once mixed together, and how many options and combinations I can truly have when I learn more about mixing paint. So really getting the right colors that I want has been the bulk of my gouache painting journey so far. I think tomorrow I'm going to do a study based off of a photograph. I feel like I've been having my fun making it up off the top of my head, but if I take a small step back for a bit and focus on painting by reference, I feel like I might be able to paint more realistic portraits rather than cartoony ones, which are what I think I want to veer away from. Nothing wrong with the cartoony style, but I mean, this picture ended up a lot more cutesy than I wanted it to be, and I think it's because I fell back on the big eyes and little button nose, but that's kind of the extent of the visual library that I have in my mind right now. And when I say visual library, I mean the images you kind of fall back on or tend to stick with when drawing based on what you know something to look like. So if you're drawing something off the top of your head, it's like a visual shortcuts of sorts. For instance, if you draw an eye or a mouth, you might have a particular way of doing that on your own without any reference. And that's more of a stylistic choice. And it might change from picture to picture, but the way you draw them or the steps you might take might stay the same. So I'm definitely going to do a few studies of portraits and animals in the coming days to get myself out of this loop of drawing the same face or pretty faces too often. And just to mix it up and stuff. Have fun and maybe expand my horizons a little bit more. Anyways, I'm not sure if I'm going to go on too long with this video this time around. I've got to get started on my animation homework and my 3D modeling homework. This is a 4-day weekend for me, but I've got 5 classes worth of homework I've been sitting on since yesterday, which is so bad of me, I know, but I'll get it done. I hope you enjoyed today's challenge video, and you know what? I'm going to open things up to suggestions, so if there's something you think would be cool for me to paint, feel free to throw your suggestions at me in the comments. Tomorrow, I'm pretty set on doing a portrait study, but I will be coming back for when I decide to do something just for fun again, and maybe one of you will get to see your idea painted or whatever. I don't know. If you want to make a suggestion, go for it. It's only day 2, but I feel like I'm going strong still and looking forward to tomorrow's painting. So with that, I'm going to thank you all for watching today's video. If you got any questions or suggestions, again, I will see you guys in the comments, and I will be back tomorrow. Bye.